call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Oh no, how do we remove the comments? I am so pissed that our conversation didn't save because it was so good and we went through so much stuff and now I'm like trying to remember it all and I'm so sad.
Don't be. I will happily answer if we have to go over it again. I will happily answer anything because I did just like make like a second TikTok video because everyone was, I guess, kind of like a little bit confused about
Yeah, because you were so upset in the first one. People, because even I was like, wait, what? Who was this? And I was trying to go back and forth because
like
you're talking about your ex.
Oh, I turned on a light. I look rough. I'm sorry.
No, you look good. You look good.
Yeah, because I was like, I guess I was like going back and forth, like talking about like, just like, because what I experienced with my ex-fiance, it was just like I wasn't allowed to have tattoos or anything like that.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Because that was kind of where I missed it. Because then I watched it and I said to one of the admins, I was like, hold on, was it Christian or was it her ex? Like, and then when I rewatched it, I was like, okay, now I get it. But I think because you were upset, you weren't like, it wasn't straight. It was like,
Yeah, I was like all over. I will get my laptop. Oh, I left it in the I left it in the bathroom because I was I made like a second TikTok kind of explaining things.
yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like reread the text because a lot of people are like, well, oh, like maybe if he's just texting like a certain thing, but it was just like the text was very like and I screenshotted you. It was very we don't want a poor image.
Yeah,
With
that was
child.
shitful.
But and I can understand like a poor image and anything like that, but like my thing is I have been picking up their child, Archie, at OTB Kids for like I started like basically I was going like after her hand injury. So I was like picking him up until like literally last Friday.
Yeah.
Tattoos and all, so
It's crazy. Like the stuff, I'm trying to like remember half the stuff. So the first thing I think we talked about, oh, that was right. So this is crazy. Crystal was making it seem like she was paying me not to post about her, which is like so crazy because obviously like that is just not what it's about. Because with, as I said before, she got upset. The whole reason she got upset with me was because people were sending in her OnlyFans stuff. And although we weren't posting the OnlyFans stuff on the page, like it was all getting blurred out and stuff. So I don't know what she was really that upset about, but it was all getting blurred out. And then one day, like literally, I've been talking to the day before, and I get on there, and she was like, "Yep, it was me. I had your account deleted, TWT." And I was like, "What the fuck?" Like she's just so, and she would have been reporting that for days and days. So while she's being super nice to my face, she's obviously been reporting it.
This one goes to a TWT in her fan club. I'm not going to put your name because I don't want to give you the attention you want. I just want to let you know, yes, it was me that reported you. Thanks for finally pushing me over the edge. My OnlyFans is free. Instead of actually posting a picture of me sexually from my profile where it clearly says not to, you could have just sent them my link. Thanks once again for the extra followers. And also, I just want to clarify. So you guys are bashing me for doing what you do in your home for free. So you do it for free in private, but because I post it on a website and actually make buku bucks, there's somehow a line that makes it inappropriate. Like, I mean, I can see a picture of you doing it to your husband. Same with all you other little prudes in the comments. But somewhere, it crosses the line for you. Is it jealousy? Is it the fact that I'm debt-free? don't get me wrong, like, I understand it's a personal preference, and some of you prefer not to post that openly or show that you have a sexual side openly, and that's fine. I completely accept you. I don't judge you. I'm not on a hate page about you. But where it like rubs me wrong, you know, is like all the judging and hateful comments that you spend your day. Like, go do something, girl. Clean your house, take care of your kids, start a craft, a hobby, get the fuck out of the house. Get off the hate page. Stop wasting your life on such hateful things. I just don't understand. I guess I don't have that hate in my heart, and I'm okay with that. But I just want to say, I'm sorry your page got removed. Hope you don't get it reestablished. Find a new hobby, make some money. That's it. Bye. I just want to clarify something real quick, because I said I'm not judging you, but I said prudes. So anyone who's not in the comments bashing me and saying hateful things, you're not a prude. I'm sorry. I promise I'm not judging you. I don't care. I don't care if you don't want to post that stuff. That is fine. But when you just accept that not everyone's the same and some people do, and you don't waste your time talking crap about it, like me, like I see stuff I don't like on the daily and I'm just like, meh, and I keep scrolling. Why? Because if it doesn't affect my life or my kids, I don't give a flying. I don't waste energy on it. I don't ruin my day over something like that. Like, why pick fights and bash strangers on the internet so you can get all worked up and then egg on that bad mood for the rest of your day? Like, I don't fucking get it.
So that was one of the things. And then
basically it was expressed because, and again, I mean, there's not that many people on the live right now, but again, like I told you, do want to apologize for my like attacking in a way. But that was kind of, and then that's what you kind of elaborated on with me, was like she kind of like was like throwing me under the bus to you about like, you know, I didn't ask her to do that, but that was very much, you know, like that was one of the things, is she likes people to basically like go to bat for her, and then it's, oh, but it wasn't me. I didn't say anyone to do this or that. So
I don't know, because some people probably don't know, but like we had a chat before and we're so sorry for the things we said to each other on TikTok, because like I was in the place where Kandice kind of just from, where I would defend Crystal, and I think a lot of the time I didn't have the full story either, so I was just defending her by what she was telling me, sort of thing. And when that all happened and we sort of got into it, and then Crystal messaged me after that and was like, oh, you know, I had a go at her and I told her she needs to stay out of it. And there was even like, she'd sent me text messages between their conversation, and even in it she was like, you know, I don't have time for your mental health right now. And I thought that was super offensive. When I read it, I thought, that's a really shitty thing to say to your friend, because you should always have time for your friend's mental health, especially like Crystal. She is like the queen of breakdowns. So it's crazy that she wouldn't have time for your mental health, you know?
yeah,
Like I remember one time, and I kind of laughed at the time, but I shouldn't have. But that time when someone asked her, I think, if she had a fupa online, and she fucking lost her shit. She was like, no, actually what happened was she was like, don't worry guys, I don't have a fupa. This is just the way my skirt is. And someone was like, what's wrong with a fupa? And then people were like coming for her about bagging out people with fupa. Like, lots of mums have a fupa, you know, what's your problem? She went on live and she's like, see guys, I do have a fupa. And she's got a gut out and she's like moving it around. And I fucking, like, I cackled.
So that's it. I just want to show you guys that I don't actually have a fupa. It's the mom jeans. I have to go get the kids in a second, but I feel like I need to vent, because this is another reason why I have slowly become more silent and more private on social media. And it sucks that it has to be that way for the people who are actually very supportive and have loved following my kids in my life. But this is why. So the other day I posted about Target and how like I got a bouncer that I spent like $140 on that was missing a part and was used. Someone attacks me because belittling Target and actual workers. I didn't say crap. I'm not boycotting them. Like, I'm just saying that this is a risk when you order this jumper, and this is what happened. This is the reviews. It has nothing to do with me naming Target's name. Like, what? So because something happened to me, it's my fault, and I'm the problem. Okay. So then just now I said, like, these jeans make me look like I have a fupa, and I don't actually have a fupa. I have jeans. So what do I get? I get attacked because apparently I think fupas are disgusting. What's wrong with having a fupa? Fucking nothing, Karen. Didn't say anything about fupas. I just said I simply don't have one. So if I say I don't have brown hair, am I shaming brown hair? Like, what? If you are looking for a reason to get offended on my page, I promise you'll find it. Stop being so freaking negative. Stay out of my inbox. If you have something to nitpick, I really don't care. Like, get over it. There's, what? I'm just, oh my God. I can't say anything. Literally nothing. Nothing's safe anymore. Nothing at all. It's nothing quite like being gaslighted and judged by hundreds on social media. Like, it makes my day. It's just so funny because, like, if it's something they did or do, that's fine. It's all right. But if it's like something I did, like, it's a big issue, we gotta go message or go to a hate page to talk about it because we are so perfect and we just live our lives up to a code. Oh, I just love it. If I, like, show you guys that I still have loose skin, kind of like a little fupa, like, will you leave me alone? And can I sit with you? Maybe. Like, am I okay now? Does this make it okay? God.
And I was like, that's so funny. And I thought it was a joke. Like, she was doing it as a joke, but she was riled up because she's like, fucking people, they're so rude. And I was like, oh, I thought you were just joking.
Well, and like that's the crazy part is she sits there and like is like, oh, everyone is so rude, everyone is this and that, but like she doesn't like. Sorry, I'm like charging my phone too. She doesn't sit there and tell the truth about like how she actually treats other people. Like, people try to not what? I'm reading comments.
Oh shit, I didn't even see the comments.
They're not nice. So basically, like she doesn't okay, so she'll post like about like, oh, like I'm natural. Like I think she just like posted like today or something. And it was like, oh, natural, like no makeup, like no, not this, like, and like when I worked for her, like she would go off on me. Because like for me, I'm normally comfortable in like a tank top and like sweatpants, and it's like I'm like going and like I'm basically doing her laundry, cleaning her husband's dirty like underwear, like making their bed, basically taking their son to and from school, things like that. So it's not a job, like a corporate job where I have to like wear something nice. And so she would just go in on me and she'd be like, you don't do your hair and makeup so that we can make content together. And then it's just like, and then like on TikTok lives too, it was like I was getting to blame, like, oh, maybe that's why her lives weren't going off. Like, but I would be like in the background, just like on my phone, like monitoring her live, like, and like blocking mean comments and things like that. When I was saying she wasn't talking her life perspective and oh no, so I think we're gonna get to that in this live. But so basically, like she posts like she's like, I'm natural, I'm no makeup, this and that. Like she has lip filler, and like there's nothing wrong with lip filler. I mean, I have it, but like her eyebrows are done too. Like every post where she says she's natural, she is actively like in a filter. And then so like that's where like my kind of like upset goes too a little bit, because I'm just like, you can't boost self-love and body positivity and like anything like that. And that's kind of what she was trying to do with her BBL too, where it was like, but it is all natural. And it's like, but you're not, like your fat wasn't, like your fat's not supposed to go, you know, like, And then it was also really rude too, like when we went to the surgeons, it was like she was very adamant, I don't want a ghetto booty. Like it was just like, it's like even going to a hair salon, you just go, hey, like this is what I would like. So you would find pictures that are things that you would like, but she was very adamant on ghetto booty or ghetto this talk. Like, and it just became more of like
about that. She was like, it came across super racist. So
she definitely like I don't want to sit here like, I mean, I guess I will sit here. She's definitely very racist. I made that comment to you where they were going to call schools around where they were going to put their child. And basically they were going to ask, oh, do you take any government assistance? Because here in Florida, that you, if you're like low income or things like that, you will get government assistance for like lower child care. And a lot of daycare facilities are doing that just because the price of living here has gone up. And I was like, why are you going to do that? And she was like, well, when they say no, we're going to be like, okay, great, because we don't want our child going to school with any ghetto kids.
Ugh. Wow. Yeah, Christian.
And the school at O2B Kids, it was very, that's why, you know, Archie was having like upsets and things like that, was because he was around disobedient Black kids. And so like that was like one of the things that was like very disheartening for me too, like where these last few weeks I started to learn a lot about her character, to where it's like, if she made a comment too to me about auto pay, and she was like, I forget like how stressful life must be for those that don't have their bills on auto pay, and I'm grateful that I can have my bills on auto pay now because I make a lot of money. And I'm like,
yeah, she's definitely forgot where she's came from, because I mean, she saved herself a lot of rent going from house to house and living on couch to couch.
yeah,
and pretty much jumping on dicks to sort of survive, you know?
Yeah, and a lot of people, like, because I saw one girl was like, oh, it's so easy how, like, friends turn on people, and it's, like, they're so fast to turn,
I don't feel like you've been fast to turn at all. I feel like you put up a lot of shit.
This has been, like, I made, in my other TikTok, it was, like, it's 7 years in the making. It's, like, I wish it wasn't in the making, but, it definitely has just kind of like shown me her character. And like I know yesterday, like Monday, my smoking gun was like my tattoo, like the tattoo comment.
Yeah.
And then she reached out to one of my close friends who I've confided things to Crystal about in regards to her, and made it come across as like I was trying to like be with her man because she had fallen off of sobriety, and I had made a comment just because I was like, well, maybe that's what is funding that, you know, like her falling off.
Yeah.
And then it was like, I'm not the enemy. And for me, I'm like, we're 31. I'm going to be 32. The fact that you're now reaching out to people on my side to try to paint me bad, it's just...
Yeah, she does. She's got those fucking bows on the back of her legs. Like, but apparently like, Christian hates those too, doesn't he? Didn't he make comments about the bows on her legs?
Yeah, Christian didn't even have sex with her during her being pregnant. Like, he didn't find her attractive or anything like that. Like,
oh my God. So we have to talk about this because I don't think a lot of people know what happened with that cheating scandal with Christian, because I knew parts of it, but I didn't know the whole story. So if we all remember back when Crystal and Christian broke up, and she was like, you know, he didn't like my kids, or he didn't love my kids or something. That was not what was happening then. That was not what was happening at all. That was what she told everybody. And I don't know if that's what she thought was going on, but she did say, and she said this to me, that she thought Christian was having this emotional affair with a girl from work. And so But then, and she called him out on it, and then he broke up with her afterwards, saying that, you know, he didn't like her kids or whatever it was. He didn't love her kids, and it was hard for him. But in reality, he had this girl at work that he was trying to move in and get rid of Crystal for. And this girl did move in. She moved in, and apparently Christian was like, looking to buy her a car and a heap of stuff. Do you want to explain that one to them?
Yeah, so I think what Peyton, I think it was Peyton, and then I think it was Corey.
So Corey,
so yeah, so
was the threesome. Yeah,
Corey was a threesome. So Peyton, basically, I guess that was her name. Because they had just moved into like 628 Spring Oaks.
Yeah.
And at this time, I want to say, yeah, it was like 2018. It was 2018.
Yeah.
I guess Christian, there was like a girl at work that he was talking to. I don't know if oh, sorry, I was reading a comment. And basically, they were like talking, texting, things like that, lunch stuff, whatever. And then I guess like Christian like was done with Crystal, and then this Peyton girl basically became the new girl, was there. They were sleeping together, they were car shopping, things like that. And
she was living,
I don't know,
with Christian, yeah?
I believe so, yeah. Like she was always there. And then Crystal was like at her mom's at the time and things like that. So and then I think that's at the time when she ended up going and working with my ex-fiance, because he was working for U.S. Health Advisors. And in that separation, and I touched a lot based on that in this new TikTok I made, Crystal never once reached out to me, asked me how I was doing, if I needed anything, if she could help, if I could, because when she was homeless, back in like with her and Matt, I let her sleep on my sofa because she was working at the dental office. I would watch her kids, you know, everything like that. Never once reached out to me and then blamed, yes, Violet, yes, to that. It was not an organic relationship. But so basically, never reached out to me, nothing on that, and used the excuse of that I fell off, that I shut her out when I never did. She had my number, she had my Instagram, she had everything. Came to find out that, and then she also uses the excuse of, oh, I tried to stay close with him because I was trying to ensure that your daughter Maddie was okay. But I had found out she was working with him and she had slept with him, along with, I guess, going out one night, and there was another guy, his name was Sebastian, and she would like make out with him. She still has his number in her phone, and like he follows her on OnlyFans and they talk there. And so yeah, so not once did that she ever ask to help me or anything like that.
That is so gross.
So she went to, I guess she was like living with her mom. Is there more to the loopy story? Okay, so yeah, we're I guess getting there. So they did have an abortion prior to baby Archie, to where Crystal, she actually recently showed me a picture where she had like blood out like everywhere. Christian didn't want a baby with her. And then that's where you had brought up that she had sent you screenshots where he was like, I miss you, I want to have babies with you, like this.
Yes. Yep.
So they did have an abortion before, which there's no shame in an abortion. They did have an abortion before Archie, and, you know, Crystal's still very upset in regards to, like, because she thinks that was her girl. And then they ended up getting, I guess, back together. The Peyton girl left, and they ended up getting back together. And I assume that is when, so she got pregnant with like baby Archie. The whole time he didn't touch her, didn't want to have sex with her, didn't find her attractive. And then I that's where like the incident happened, where I believe she found out that he was doing some stuff again. And then no, it wasn't a miscarriage with Christian, it was an abortion. And so it was an abortion. She did the pill, and then all the fluid didn't come out, so then she had to be rushed to get a DNC. And a DNC basically is going in because if she didn't, then she would have become septic and there would have been issues. Yeah, there was never a miscarriage. Never a miscarriage.
Right. So I can't even remember her saying she had a miscarriage before Archie. But like I said, like when I was talking to her and she was pregnant with Matt's baby Timmy's baby that she claimed black and blue was Matt's. Like I believed it was Matt's baby. But she told me, she was like, she sent me the thing saying she was pregnant again. Then it came out in the Jung page, all went nuts. And then she said her and Matt had talked and they decided, everything will be okay. They're going to try and work things out. And then I asked her one day, I'm like, oh, how's everything going with the baby? And she's like, oh, so bad. She's like, you'll never believe it. She's like, I started bleeding. I think I'm losing the baby. And she told me how devastated she was that she was losing this baby. She even sent me pictures of the fetus.
Yeah, no.
She sent me pictures of them. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And she's like, didn't really have much to say about it. And then when I found out later on that it was actually an abortion, I was like, why the fuck? And like, she never mentioned it to me again. I just didn't even bother talking about it. But that was like one of the first signs where I was like, hold on, this girl is a liar. Because why would you tell your friends that that's the case? And like, now I look at it, I think, I was probably never friends with any of these Insta moms, even though some of them would message me like every day. I think a lot of it was them trying to make me paint a certain narrative. So instead of me finding out the goss, like I'm going to find it, eventually we find out anyway because it's out there. Like America, everything's free for all. You can see it all. You can just Google it. So they get in there first to try and give me the info so that I am giving the right. And like half the time, because I'm Australian too, I don't know the rules there. So even with the Ivy thing and her losing her kids, she was telling me one thing, but then it didn't seem to add up to everybody else. And I don't know because I don't live there. But that was the other crazy thing, her and Ivy are supposed to be best friends, but yet she's ragging on Ivy too, like about when Ivy went and had her baby with Aspen, and she was like, she's got rid of all her kids and now she's having a baby again. And that's a pretty low fucking thing to say. Like, that's horrendous. And this is Ivy that went and bought Crystal a car because Crystal rocked up to her house with the kids in the car and they had no aircon. So Ivy bought her a car. And then you're going to do that? Yeah. But that was crazy because why would you go and actually send a picture of a fetus to someone and say how devastated you are when you've just literally taken an abortion pill to make that happen? Like, that's fucked.
I think one of your friends is asking, I missed the beginning of this, who's the source? It was just about Crystal and
I'm rooted.
Christian.
Yeah, so we're talking about Crystal and Christian. This is Kandice that Crystal portrays as her lesbian sister.
Lesbian sister.
Yeah, something like that.
But
I'm not serious, but
no.
I think you did a couple of times.
It's really funny. Because that's like the thing too, is Christian's like, she's obsessed with you, and I'm like, you're my friend. Like, if I was like, we would like we would Instagram like funny stuff, like, and it was like, oh, like, like I'm gonna end, like, I just care about being with cats. Oh, thank you. And then yes, I think it was more of an explosion. It wasn't a falling out. Falling outs, you come back, but this is no comeback from this one.
Well, when you first wrote the thing on the page, and then I clicked on it, I realized it was you, and I'm like straight to the admin. I'm like, Sam, are you awake? Something's going down.
Oh, it went down, and I like I said, I wasn't gonna light the candle on anything, but her comment where she was like, let's open it.
What did she say? Yeah, it's like, I can shut you down, or
I can burn you down.
Yes. Oh, you wait till you hear about the stuff about Christian. Like, the kids are terrified of him.
Very, very
And
terrified of him.
talk about that bedwetting stuff.
So basically Trayson is terrified of Christian. They don't really have a great relationship. And he still wets the bed, and Christian will go the fuck off on him, like screaming at him. Lainey, if she has an accident in her underwear, normally she doesn't, but she'll hide it because they don't want to get screamed at. And like a few weeks ago, there was an actual incident where they have like a bin full of socks, and apparently that was my job, was to sort through the socks and put like, I'm sorry, having 5 kids and I don't know whose sock goes to who or what sock goes to what person's house, like I don't know, but I would pair them and they would,
I don't even know whose socks whose.
yeah, so I would put them in a basket. And I guess Brayden had gotten a pair of Christian socks, and like in that household, tattling is a norm apparently. And Brayden put the socks on. Trayson went to Crystal and was like, oh, Brayden's wearing Christian socks. I told him not to wear it and to take them off. And he said, okay. And then Brayden found another pair and they were Christians. And Trayson was like, I told Brayden to take them off. And Brayden was like, I don't care. Like, you know, like being like, it's socks. And Brayden comes out and Crystal just starts yelling at him and just going off like, why are you creating problems for me when you know that he's going to take it out on me and I'm going to be the one that has to deal with it? Like, in that moment, I realized, you're not in this relationship for your kids. Like, if you really, because I'll admit, she does provide for her kids, give them clothes, give them things like that. But she does not care about those kids. Like, because I even tell her, I was like, they're going to get to an age to where they are going to beat the fuck out of Christian. Matt doesn't know any of this. That's the reality, is Matt doesn't know any of this. Matt doesn't know that they feed their kids at 7 or 7:30 sleeping medication and melatonin for those kids to go to sleep, because Christian has to have his time.
And it's adult melatonin and adult sleeping pills, not kids.
It had like and it's like, you don't give your kid, like, there's no need. And like, I wish I hadn't, because like my thing is like, I want no connection, so I always delete every picture, every photo, this and that. But for the hand incident, and we'll get there, that's like them. Like, is he just over sexualizes her body? He gropes her body to the point where Brayden, who's only 10 years old now, is looking up big boobed porn.
That's so bad.
And it's just like, it's so, and then like, she made that comment, I'm sure everyone knows, on her Crystal Ryan page, you know, I'm not posting my kids or this and that. But she posts about Archie. Like, Archie is treated so differently than all the other kids. And like, that is like Luke is not really ever there that much. Like, Luke is there Thursdays and then every other weekend. But Luke has like his alliance with his mom. Like, Holly is a good mom, but then they try to portray Holly and Matt as bad parents and say that they just let the kids go through this and like go like eat snacks. They don't eat real food. But Crystal and Christian never cook actually real meals for their kids. They're always like Christian the one time like ordered the kids breakfast like McDonald's, and then like came to the kids and was like, where's my thank you? I spent $70 on you.
Ugh. See, I don't like him at all. I don't know.
And he laid hands on Trayson.
That's fucked. So what happened in that incident with Trayson where he hit him?
I wasn't like fully told, because like at that time, like, we were like open-handed then. And Crystal was like, I told him never to lay hands on my kid again. But like, those kids, like, it's sad. Like, I believe he's 8 and he's still wetting he still wets the bed. He still has accidents to where it's like, you know, like the skid marks, and then like it's just like, and then she always complains where it's like, I want my own house to where it's like, you know, I can be like I don't have to do the dishes every single day or laundry all the time, and like my kids can be kids. Like they don't have sleepovers, like they don't have their birthday parties. Like, and as a child, I don't know how you guys grew up, but I remember birthday parties being with my friends and like having like moments and like and having those memories. Their birthday parties are just involved with her getting presents, putting it on a table, and then cake and this, and nobody else is there.
Hold on one sec. I'm gonna restarting it so that they're like shorter videos, because the other one didn't save, and that was devastating because fuck, we talked about some good shit on there and I can't even remember all of it, and I'm like, oh, how are we gonna remember all of it? The other thing, I'm trying to remember some of the stuff, the cocaine incident.
Okay, yeah. So, well, I guess we'll get to, because there's she moved out and then moves back in, had the miscarriage, and then got pregnant with Archie, and then the loopy incident.
Yes.
The loopy incident basically was, I guess he was caught doing something again, and then with doing that, there was like a fight. He was drunk because he's an alcoholic to a T, like cannot go even a day without drinking. And they got into it. Crystal had Archie in her arms, and I think he was like grabbing her, and then like he broke some stuff, and then she went to go slam the door like to shut him out, and he wouldn't let her shut the door, and so she was recording it, and when she recorded, like he smacked her arm in a way to where it fell and hit him. Maybe she threw it at him. Who actually knows? And so yeah, and then so here I don't know where like a lot of other people are in the state of Florida. Basically, what happens is if because he got out, he got told to leave the house, and then he was told, like, normally what you would do is, they weren't even married at the time, is you would go down to the courthouse the next day and get a restraining order, and then that would grant you a temporary restraining order. So for 14 days he wouldn't be able to come back, and then after that you have a court date, and then the judge is going to grant you either a permanent or a not permanent one. And I am assuming she never went, because it was definitely news to me, because at that time she and I weren't really friends. So a lot of the things I've heard, like when we rekindled back in 2021, they ended up getting married, and the only reason that they got married wasn't out of love. It was out of him not getting charges against him. So everything drops.
And like I said, you know, with the whole, like when he left her for that other girl and they got back together, she claims that she didn't really know all that. She was like, oh, you know, I knew he was having an emotional affair, but then after we got back together and after we had Archie, I found emails between them and I could see that he was living there. Now, you cannot tell me that Crystal didn't know that that girl had moved in and that was going on. I feel like she just played dumb so that she would look like an idiot taking him back and then having a baby and getting engaged or whatever. But I did see the text messages between them at that time. And, you know, he was like, I really want to get back together. I miss you. I want you back, because this other girl left by then. Said he wanted it back. And in the messages, the way it came across, like Christian was like, you know, I want to give you the baby you want and get engaged and all the rest. So it was like she was kind of saying, well, I'll come back if you give me, I want to be engaged, I want to have a baby. Just the way I read the messages, like I didn't get all of the messages, I just got some, and you could tell that important snippets were left out of it, but it just had that attitude, like she was like, I'll come back, but I want to be engaged, I want to get married. And literally within 6 weeks she'd said she was engaged, and then she was pregnant a couple of weeks after that. And so that makes me wonder if when this whole thing went down, like, yeah, she doesn't want to testify against him, but also she's in his house and she's probably saying, well, either we get married or you're not coming back to the house. because she had right of
didn't
brain.
have anything. The reality is she didn't have anything. She didn't have income. She didn't have like OF or anything like that. So she would be right back to where she was with Ivy buying her car, having to go to her mom's or sleeping. Like she's, how would I say it? A leech?
Yeah, exactly.
And like that's the thing too, it's like where she's always kind of portrayed, because I'm sure there's going to be a video about me and her going off about me and this and that, and that's fine. I've been the one that's been paying my own bills since 2021. I have stayed in the same house. I have my own car. Like I was the dumb one that quit my really, really good job to go and work for her, because it was, you help my mental health and I want to be closer, and you know, I want to build this empire with you. And you know, like, of course, like, I'm like, okay, great. Like, then that gives me more time to be with my own kids and then fight my one custody battle that I'm going through. But, should have realized it was just a manipulation tactic to have control over someone.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But, yeah, so then after, I guess that happened, and then she and I, because I'm sure you guys are all aware so much more, we reconnected. Then we disconnected because I ended up getting in a very healthy relationship, and I wasn't giving Crystal enough time. So she was very unhappy with me. And then we stopped being friends, and it wasn't really stopped being friends. Like I just wasn't coming around more. Like I was always with like the guy I was seeing, where I was working 2 jobs. I was working for a VA hospital in the morning and then bartending at night to save and everything like that. And even in my relationships, I wasn't allowed to bring anyone around guy-wise, because Christian always was like, well, everyone that Kandice brings around, they want to date you, and just like always making me feel like ugly about myself, like I wasn't good enough for anybody, like that they were just using me to get to her. And
so she wanted to like build a partnership with you, but she doesn't want you to be more successful to her or like than her. And
I mean, and even when we got back to being friends this last time, like, and I restarted my OnlyFans, I never once asked her, oh, can you post about me, boost about it so that I can get a following? Like, I always told her, I was like, your following is different than my following. My following doesn't really care for that, like, fake kind of, you know, like, person. Like, they like the tattoos and alternative side of things. So
definitely, you guys are a complete different I don't even know how you put it, but you know what I mean? Like she's completely different, like absolutely opposite. Like I feel like you've got more of a natural look and you've got like the tattoos and stuff, whereas hers is like I don't know, like just, you know, ridiculous boobs. I think she likes
her boobs are not her real size, okay? Like,
oh no,
I'm clarifying that now to all of you, because I don't know who's on her OnlyFans, but everyone, she always is like, yes, they're my natural boobs. They're just put, like, implants are just put in it to fill them out. Her natural boobs are not a size J. Like, like, they got enhanced a lot. So.
Oh, for sure. I don't know how she can sit there, and who remembers that time when she accidentally she was recording like how saggy her boobs were and she was like flopping them about, and she claims that they had a sticker over them, but she posted without the sticker, and she's like, I'm so embarrassed, like there was meant to be a sticker over it. And everyone's like, how the fuck do you do that? Like, do you not watch your stories back? Did you ever see that? I'll have to go through my things and find it.
I've never seen that, but I'm now blocked off of her Instagram.
I've got it somewhere. I will find it, and yeah, it's fucking crazy. But everyone, she was also saying, oh, we need to go through the threesome stuff. There's so many things. Wait, there was something else that I wanted to talk to you about before that, but I forget what it was. Oh, someone said, yeah, everyone's like, that was hilarious. It was funny as fuck. She was like bent over, and so her boobs were like, it looked like a cow udder, and she was like flopping them. She's like, look how saggy they are, like, you know, they're empty or whatever. And she claims that there was meant to be a sticker over it, but when she posted it, the sticker disappeared. And it was just literally boom. And everyone's like, what the fuck? Has she lost her mind? And I think she kind of did it on purpose, but didn't realize that she'd get that response. Like, people were like, we're here to see your kids, not your titties. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It was so weird. But someone was asking what you did. So, oh, Sam, you'll never believe it. Crystal has been telling people that she pays me not to post about her. Like, what? But anyway, she was paying Kandice and Ivy. So Ivy $650 a week and Kandice $1,000 a week. And they're actually the ones that reply to the creepy men. I shouldn't say creepy men. You know. Yeah.
Yeah. So
She
we
replies,
were doing all of that.
yeah, that's crazy.
But she'll tell
just,
them that she doesn't, that why things take a little bit long, because she has like a big list of like auto replies, to where it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I haven't been on, like, or I just don't have enough time to do custom videos because I am like a full-time mom, and then have errands, and then the amount of time I'm going to take to make one, and I don't have a personal assistant, like everything like that. But
yeah.
and then even her Insta, like, because she bashes a lot of the other moms that she knows, like Sammy, Michaela, like all these women that do OnlyFans that she'll go to lunch with and be friends with. And she'll bash them for the content that they post, because she's like, well, they're doing Snapchat filters. They're not actually editing their photos like I'm editing. Like, she recently she did a collab photo shoot with this woman named Ellie the Empress. Gorgeous, gorgeous woman. And the only reason why she did that collab was because she wanted people to know that she's not racist. But in photos, because Ellie she's a gorgeous Black woman. Crystal, compared to her, looked like a ghost. So Crystal lightened Ellie's skin up so that she didn't look so like white and pale. And then she had made I didn't tell you this, but she had made a comment like, so I don't know how the holidays are over in Australia, but over here there's Juneteenth. So it's, I believe, a holiday to, I don't really fully know, so I don't want to sound super uneducated about it, but it's not a holiday that white people are supposed to
celebrate.
To celebrate. And
yep.
She was like, I need to post for it. And I was like, no, like no. So
yeah.
So yeah, it was
Nicole. She did one. It was on Independence Day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was on Independence Day. Were they doing sack racing?
Yeah,
I just make that up?
doing like potato sack racing and everything, and I was like the one that like shot them and did everything. And then she got like a little bit upset because Ellie did have like another individual come, and I believe her like name is like Miss Katie or something. And she had another individual come, and Crystal very much did not like her aesthetic because she has a natural body where there's, stretch marks and, like there's, like extra skin. And she was just she just made the whole, she was like, she changed the whole photo shoot vibe of everything. So it was just like,
yuck. So she sounds like one of those women that, the ones that get married and they've got to have like all the thin bridesmaids and stuff like that. That's what that sounds like. That's so gross.
Yeah, she's not the best, but
that's okay.
Yeah, we can definitely go to like the big juicier stuff.
Yes, let's do it.